Hello everybody, this is Tander Draco. I am bringing you Game 3 between Crowbar and Aszriel for the Brood War Clan League Little League Week 7. This is the third game of a best of 3, and the series is tied 1-1. I guess obviously for a Game 3, but yeah, we had Aszriel taking Game 1. I think Crowbar got ahead in the early game, and Aszriel kind of macroed out of it. And then Game 2, last video. Well, go check out those videos if you haven't seen them yet. Definitely worth a watch. So we've got Crowbar up here in the orange in the top right, representing nOm, Squad 1. So a fellow clan member, although I'm on Squad 2, so. And we've got Aszriel in the bottom left in the lovely teal color here in the Terran, representing iRk. iRk, absolutely a powerhouse team in Brood War Clan League. But this is Little League, so I think iRk and nOm are both some of the top Little League clans right now. So we've got a pool first here from Crowbar. Overpool, standard build. And we've got the barracks coming out of Aszriel. This is polypoid, so 4-player map. We've got 4 spawns, 1 in each corner. So it's cross spawns. So definitely a little bit harder to put on aggression. A little bit favored to early expand builds. We are going to see the hatchery right away here after the spawning pool for Crowbar. We've seen Mutaplay, we've seen early link pressure, we've seen lurkers, we've seen ultras from Crowbar. I haven't seen a whole lot of defiler usage. It's definitely a lot more micro intensive and potentially not Crowbar's style. iRk here, definitely a bio player. I haven't seen mech yet in the series. So while we're waiting for things to pick up as they're scouting for each other, nope, neither one has found each other yet. Looks like this SCV is going to find Crowbar and the Sixlings. But as we're waiting, I want to thank everybody for watching the YouTube video. Here I'm just getting started doing more casting for videos instead of just on my Twitch stream. Although still doing some of that, so definitely check that out. As well if you're interested. But while you're here, hit that like button, subscribe, comment if you feel like you've got anything to say, or even if you don't, I'll definitely reply. Channel's small enough, I can definitely get to everyone. So Aszriel here blocking the ramp really effectively. The Sixling's not going to be able to get in. Now there's a lot of SCVs here that aren't mining, so that's definitely good for Crowbar, kind of keeping those 4 SCVs busy. And the command center has been started off location, so he's going to have to float it down. So definitely a bit of a slower, safer build. There's the gas getting started as well. This SCV is still alive, so good micro here from Aszriel. Crowbar just trying to chase it around and finish it off. We do have the lair started, and a Hydra Den on the low ground here. Looks like we got some links to try to block the SCV from scouting that. He does see it anyway. At least if he looked, it's there. Oops. So early Hydra Den and lair, probably lurker tech, 2-base lurker stuff. We saw some of this from Game 2, although that opened with a 5 pool into the 2-base lurker. It's definitely a bit of a older style, like I said. A little bit cheesy these days because it's not that hard to hold if you know it's coming. There's the Hydra started right away, and there's the lair popping. So should see lurker aspect start here. Also Ling speed on the way. I feel like Ling speed could have been skipped, but I don't know. I don't know this build well enough to really say if you usually skip Ling speed. there's Lurker Aspect. He's just going to move across the map, going to morph a little closer to Terran's base. Terran has the bunker up to barracks production right now. The academy. Let's see if I remember how to minimize this. I think it's Q. Nope, that's not it. I. There we go. Okay, just wanted to see if there's anything in the bottom left here. So it looks like the academy just about finished here, and the eBay going to get started for the stim range and +1 for Marines. Not to mention Comsat Station and the medics. And Aszriel has been going for a couple of fire bats in the early game, off and on here, so definitely super important to get that academy down when you can. Stim being the first thing there. Looks like Aszriel isn't happy with his bunker placement. Wants to move it a bit more forward. That might have been good for early Ling blocking, but it looks like he's going to go ahead and load up here a little bit further forward, and there's a supply depot for a little bit of a better wall. We have some lurkers here waiting for Lurker Aspect to finish, and it's just about done. There it is. Probably see those morph in a second. There they go. It's going to be 4 of them. Oh, man, I need to get better at watching the minimap. So Marines trying to push forward and maybe shut down these lurkers, but there was more than enough Lings, so that was a lot of Marines lost there for basically no value. So that's got to sting as the Terran player here. Crowbar trying to move his lurkers into place under the cover of some Lings. There is a scan that goes down, so at least one of these lurkers is going to get picked off. Another scan, so the next lurker is going to go down. That bunker is about to die. The other lurker going to move in a little bit closer just to try to finish it off. Looks like the scan ran out. Bunker does go down. So we've got 2 lurkers here. Let's check the scan energy. We've got 1 scan. There it goes. And these Marines are going to move out here and try to pick those lurkers off. Should be able to get this one anyway. So I'd say this is a pretty effective attack. Problem is, what's the follow-up going to be? We've got Evolution Chamber and Queen's Nest, so might have a Hive tech coming up here. This bunker does finish. I wonder what the range on that is that missile turret going to detection range going to reach the lurker? Guess we'll see in a second here. That bunker is empty. Oh, the scan goes down. Marine's going to stim out and take care of it. Good micro from Aszriel. Going to shut down the lurker pressure. More lurkers morphing here. So I'd say the Terran's in a pretty good place right now. The lurker pressure initially did a lot of damage. There was a whole group of Marines that got cleared by some Lings before that push. But it was held, and the lurkers did go down without doing too much damage. So looking at the supply, Aszriel is ahead. This is pretty standard. Terran being a little bit ahead here in supply. And the worker count looking pretty healthy for both players here. Pretty decent saturation at the natural and pretty good saturation at the main here. Both gases going. Just two SCVs at the natural gas here, so hopefully that a third gets added before too much longer here. We've got the Hive on the way for Zerg. Pretty decent saturation at the main, a little light at the natural, and there's no third hatch. That's kind of the main deal here. Is there's only 2 hatches, 2 bases for. There's a third hatch starting here in the main, but up until now only 2 hatches and definitely only 2 bases for the Zerg. Usually as Zerg you want to be a base ahead of your opponent, so definitely would be good to think about taking a third, probably on one of these Nook expansions that can be held with a couple of lurkers. Terran moving out here with a pretty small force, but there's no mutas out to harass this, so it's not like it's going to get punished real easily. Looks like science vessel in the way here. Second tank does pop out, and a 5th barracks is getting started. So we're going to get some full macro production here. Double engineering bay. Let's check the upgrades here. Just have, yeah, okay. So +1's about to finish, and they'll probably start the 2-1. I got a couple of tanks, and the M&M's moving across the board. Going to have a science vessel. Going to follow them up in a bit here. They are definitely going to catch this Overlord. That's going to be nice. Every little bit helps. It's not going to supply block Crowbar, but yeah, it's definitely a good catch. There is a Nidus to... Oh, just... Where's the other end of the Nidus? There it goes. So there's the 3rd base taken in this bottom right main. Pretty defensible ramp, and then there's a Nidus, which really helps out getting units across, especially things like Defilers and Ultras. Ultra Cavern is done, and it looks like, just like last game, Crowbar really likes the Lurker into Ultra style. Doesn't really want to handle the Muta Micro or the Defiler Micro, as good as Defilers are. Ultras did win Zerg the game last time. Especially important to have that 3rd gas running to really support the Ultra production, so very good for Crowbar. Now the tank is going to shell these sunken colonies. It's not really much Zerg can do at the moment. Another one is morphing, and that's a pretty healthy Marine count compared to... Oh, there's a Lurker Irradiate going down, so there's not going to be much left here for Crowbar. A couple of Ultralisks come out, but I don't think this is going to be enough here. I have quite a few Lings ready for a backstab here. Going to easily clear those tanks when he's ready. Nidus does go down right away, so anything morphing here is not going to be there in time. That Ultra. 2 Ultras come in, and the Lings are going to backstab here, clear both tanks, and it looks like with the Lings coming from the back, this is going to be held by Crowbar. Definitely going to try to clear those medics as well. They're definitely some slightly higher value units you want to kill off. So good hold. It looked pretty scary there for a moment. The Nidus being picked off is a bit annoying. But Crowbar does have all 3 bases intact. Let's see what's up at the Terran home base here. We've got some more science vessels coming in. I like the better science vessel production in this game. Aszriel definitely stepping it up there. And it looks like we're going to have a 2nd starport. We have 6 barracks, not all of them quite producing right now. We definitely have the money and the supply for it, so just a mechanics thing. There's a lot going on here. Some vultures with spider mines being added in. I kind of like it. May as well put the factory to some use, get some of your mineral spent. I think Terran is looking like they're going to go try to bust again. You don't really want the Ultralisk player getting out of control. Upgrades are good for the Terran. Just +1 against +1. A couple of Radiates do go down. I think this is too many Ultras for the Terran to handle, though. Terran's also going to have to start looking for a 3rd base if he wants to make this game last any longer. Let's take a look at Zerg's bases here. There's a Spire coming, so we could see some Mutas added. More Ultralisks being hatched. Zerg could definitely, with the amount of control they're taking, continuously wiping Terran's armies, I think Zerg could definitely take a 3rd base, or 4th base, maybe here, maybe just the mineral only, or up here. I think mineral only wouldn't do Zerg much good, though. Definitely would allow the Ultralisk production to continue with the Mutas, if that's where Crowbar wants to go, with those gas-heavy units, or could add in Defilers. Another small force moving out. That is so many Ultras, though. I don't really know if Aszriel is going to be able to tangle with that. You know, throw down some Irradiates on the Ultras and soften them up. But Ultra's going to move in here and easily clean out the small squad of Marines. And the others... Yeah, it just looks like Terran is moving out on the map prematurely and kind of just hemorrhaging units left and right. You don't really want to be out on the map. Oh, there we go. Don't really want to be out on the map engaging in fights, so you're just going to lose with these Ultras roaming around. So I think Terran definitely needs to stay back and try to mass the Marines and medics here get a critical mass where they can actually gun down Ultralisks quick enough. More Ultraling here. So Spire is up. Oh, maybe it's for Scourge. I'm so dumb. That's what Crowbar was doing last game. It's not for Mutus. Can hatch a few Scourge to try to pick off Science Vessels. So it looks like Terran is going to try to take that base. Crowbar not able to delay it, but scouting it is very good, so that would be a key place to attack. Lots of Ultras just kind of running by these Marines and Medics. Looks like they were all headed somewhere else, but there's more than enough of them coming in from the side here, so another small bio force is going to get picked off, and it looks like some Scourge coming in. Pretty decent splitting, so all 6 of them connect properly, and that's a full army wipe again. Zerg's supply is now just above the... Alright, we got GG. Zerg supply just above, and this isn't quite crazy Zerg, but the mass Ultralisks, though, is very, very tough for Aszriel to deal with. So that is 2-1. Crowbar takes the series for nOm. GG's.